Thank you. And this is for either Greg or Becky, or both. How does the KBRA address rate shock for irrigators both inside and outside the Klamath project?
Well, rate shock is a term that's been around here for a few years, and you know, there's a very long history related to power rates in the upper basin here, the relationship between irrigators, the Bureau of Reclamation, and the power company operating in the Klamath River. And I will spare you that history, but the short version is that the term rate shock really came about when our relationship and our power rates that we developed this project on, it was in our view basically cost of production in the river. And that was a deal. We were a third-party beneficiary because of our association with the Bureau of Reclamation. That was tied to PacifiCorp's license. It expired in 2006. We all of a sudden were facing a situation that we didn't think was going to happen, where power rates were going to increase dramatically overnight. And so there was Senator Whitsitt in Oregon passed legislation to ease that, you know, so you don't fall off the cliff. It was a 7-year phase-in. It's been called rate shock. I think, Joe, what your question is how do we deal with, you know, the amount of pumping we have to do, the reliance we have on energy to move water and reuse it in this project. How do we deal with that in the KBRA? A lot of places did in the 50s and 60s. In Oregon, they formed their own districts and got in line with Bonneville to buy their power from the Columbia system. We didn't do that here because we had a relationship with the power company. So what we said is we want to still be PacifiCorp customers, but we want to be able to get in line just like anyone else would for a piece of that Columbia River power. And so we did that in this agreement. It's not going to get us entirely where we need to go. That power, I will point out, is intended for on and off project irrigators in Oregon. We have members in California we have to deal with as well. The other component in the KBRA is resources that allow us in the irrigation community to essentially get into the power business. We want to generate power. We think we're in a unique place in the country. We've got wind, we've got sun, we've got geothermal, we've got biomass opportunities. We want the ability to go out there and develop and generate some power, and hopefully that can help with the operation of the system.
Anything to add, Becky?
No, I just think it's good. It's another area where something is happening that wasn't happening before the agreement, which is both on and off project are working together to try to get affordable power to the irrigation community, and that's a good thing.
Great.
Something I'd like to address is the methodology that we're trying to get to where we are with affordable power within the agreement is a methodology that does not require what I would call a ratepayer subsidy. In other words, a Bonneville power, and then the methodology in business, what I will call to buy down our power rates, so that the other customers of the utility do not subsidize the activity or the power rate that we hope that sometime that we'll be able to buy down and be affordable, and then that will continue to be what I would call a part of the PacifiCorp service area.
Okay. I understand. In other words, you negotiate for something less than retail prices for power, essentially.
No. Basically, what we're doing is we will be PacifiCorp customers, and what we are is yeah, we will pay that rate, and we will create an enterprise which has income, which we will use to buy down, which we will use to pay down our power rate. Does that make sense?